First off, I just want to say thank you to Pastor and to you, church, for allowing us to go. And it's by your generosity that we get to do this each and every year. And this is our second year to Mount Moriah in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we had a blast, didn't we? What made this year different from last year is that this year Chrissy and Corley were teens, considered teens. And so we did a split camp where it's teens and juniors. And the theme for the camp, they have it written above their tabernacle, is Take the High Road. And I want to brag on them for a little bit because on the way up there and while we were at camp and on the way back, no matter what we did, whether it was stopping for meals, they were doing that. They were taking a high road for Christ. They were on their best behavior. They thanked the ladies in the restaurant when we stopped to eat and things. And I had even some comments while we were there at camp from some of the other youth directors about our children and the way that they were obedient and the way that they carried themselves and the way that they responded to situations that they had to deal with when they were there. And so you can imagine, just with it being teen and juniors, just some of the things that they had to deal with as far as other kids from other churches. I'm not knocking them, but the camp's just open to anybody, and so some of the kids were a little rough, but they dealt with it well. And so I appreciate their heart for the Lord there, and also for Temple Baptist Church and Crown College, and just the greatness of everything that they do there is just top notch, and everything's is done in a very nice way. And we had a few storms to deal with, so we had some excitement. Thursday night around 4 or 5 o'clock, we had a pretty good sized storm blow in. It knocked out the power at the whole camp. We eat dinner at 5, so we're trying to get 200 kids over to Crown College to feed them. And of course, we were able to do that. They had power there, and we just completed our services Thursday night at the college campus. And they had a blast doing that. Wednesday, Corley and Chrissy, they encouraged the church counselors to take their youth over to their teenagers over to the Crown College. And so I was able to do that with them, take them over there, and they went through a tour of the whole facilities there at Crown College and got to walk down the Hall of Faith. And they got to see our Christian heritage, and that's such an important thing in today's society. These children, whether they're young or the juniors or the teenagers, they're constantly under attack from just different vices, from the media to television or whatever. They're constantly under attack. Satan wants our children.
That's right.
And when we have opportunities like this, it's just a great blessing to allow them to go and hear somebody different speak. And you never know, it may be the same message from another time or from another person, but it may ring different in their heart. And so there were some decisions made. Ivy got saved, and one of our teens, she made a decision for the type of music she was listening to and things. And so I just appreciate their heart and their obedience. And again, I appreciate you, church, for allowing us to go and be there. And I want you to pray for Corley and Chrissy, and of course Sarah and Caitlin will be right behind. But just a few more years, they'll be having to make a decision for college. And just pray with them about that. And if you would pray for a young man named Tyler Moore. He started coming to the camp here at the academy, and he was able to go with us. And one of our staff members helped pay for him to go, and so I'm thankful for that. But pray the Lord just do a work in his heart. He comes from kind of a rough family home, and just pray that he'll use us to reach him and reach his family. And then you're going to hear from some of these young ladies here.
Well, you may not know this, but Michael Davis, of course, teaches our junior boys Sunday school class. Appreciate his work in there, and also leads one of the van routes and working hard at that. And so I appreciate his ministry there. And I don't know about this talk about college for my daughter and things, but that's a long way away, right? Long way. But anyway, I want to have these young people come, and I'm going to let them stand right here, and I'm going to let everyone be able to see you, because if you get behind the pulpit, some of you won't be able to see. And so I know Corley wants to go first, so I'll let Corley come first. She told me ahead of time. So come on up, Corley. I'll let you stand. I'll give you the mic and let you talk. Okay, good. Stand right up here. Look at that. That way everyone can see you. Good.
I never said I wanted to go first, but I'll go first. First, I want to thank Pastor Bowen for allowing us to go, and Brother Michael for driving us and dealing with us. And the Lord really spoke to me this week. In the sermons, the juniors and teens were split up. And the Lord really spoke to me. My favorite sermons were the one where it was about worldly music. And he was talking about the music was made by God, so he wants it made for him. And, I mean, I only listen to Christian music, but it's because in the past they talked where it's somehow it's gone from gospel music to all kinds of music that go against gospel and bad things. And the Lord really spoke to me about some of my friends listening to that music, and spoke to me really about talking to them and telling them why that's wrong. So that was one of my favorites. And then my other favorite was talking about social media and how people use it against God's will too, and how other people use it to spread the gospel, which I think is great. And people should mostly do that because God made social media. God made everything. That's what he said. So, and that was my favorite. But my other favorite thing was going to Crown College because I enjoyed getting to see all of the photographs and all the things that happen. And one of my favorite things that I saw was about 5 singers that traveled all across the world. I don't remember what they're called. But they died in a car crash from a semi-truck. And the van that they were on was completely damaged, and they died instantly. And the only thing that was left was an ash Bible, which I thought was really cool because that was the thing that survived the best. And I really enjoyed camp. So.
Thank you. Very good. Yeah, there's some very neat things at the Crown College. They have old Gutenberg press replica and different things, and very neat. I think some of the reason they were so well behaved is Michael's so scary, you know. But I'm just kidding. They're a good group of kids. But all right, Caitlin, come on. And it's okay to tell us if y'all went on a water slide or something like that, but we do want to hear how the Lord spoke to your heart, and I'm glad to hear the Lord spoke to Coralie.
Well, camp was really fun. I enjoyed the water slide and the pool and the hike up the mountain. But what really spoke to my heart during the messages was the message about prayer. And I promised that I would pray every day for 30 days and try to pray from then on every day as well, so I can get in the habit.
Amen.
And I just had a really good time.
Yeah, it's good. Some of you may not know this, that there's some people in the church, I won't embarrass them, but that gave to make camp more affordable for all of us. And, what camp actually cost and what you paid that sent your kids was cheaper. And so the Lord was good to all of us. I appreciate those in this church have a heart and realize the influence that a week at camp can do in young people's lives. And so I'm encouraged about hearing these. Sarah, why don't you come?
Well, the thing that God really spoke to me about was that I should pray and read my Bible more so that I can live more through Him. And at camp, when I went on the hike, I thought I would die because my legs were really numb. And I just had a really good time at camp.
That's good. Amen. Mary showed me something the other day. It's some picture. I don't know if it was somewhere on social media, but anyway, and it showed kids in the house running around, can't get them to sit still, And they take them outside. They're like, "Oh, I'm tired." Inside they won't stop, and outside they're too tired. You know how kids are. Come on, Kristen. Good. Come on, I'll give it to you. Good.
What spoke to me about camp was reading the the service about reading my Bible more and that I should pray, and I made a commitment that I would pray for 30 days and for then on. And my favorite activity about camp was the pool, and I really enjoyed camp.
Hold on. Was there anything good in the food that you ate?
Yes.
Did your parents give you extra money to buy a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Did you buy a T-shirt?
No.
How much money did you bring back and give to your parents since you didn't buy a T-shirt? Oh, it's just a joke. It's okay. She bought snacks and enjoyed it. She is the most amazingly bright child, and then sometimes can be the most amazingly shy, but she's not. I love you. All right, come on. You did fine. You did good. Very good. All right. Chrissy, come on. You all that teach the school, you can tell us all about Kristen. She's not shy, but on occasion she is.
I think camp is a great place. It's peaceful, and it's a place where you don't get distracted very easily. And it's really good to just get your mind off everything and think of only the Lord and what He can do for you. The messages that really spoke to me were the ones, there was one called Christian Criminals. It was about how we as Christians have many people that we know and they aren't saved. And we never speak to them about it. And it's really, it's like kind of committing a murder when they die, I guess. I don't know. But it's like you have a person and you don't speak to them, and it's really bad because then God doesn't have another person He can have in heaven with Him. And the other one that Pastor Jody Jenkins preached on was Babylon, and it was how at camp we read our Bible and pray and memorize verses, but as soon as we get home, all these temptations start flooding into our life, like electronics, TV, video games, books that aren't Christian, and that really spoke to me about it because I was more focused on my electronics than reading my Bible and praying, and I made a commitment that I would read my Bible and pray more.
Amen.
And one of the things that Christian Criminals spoke to me about was I have two friends, Chloe and Hannah, that aren't saved, and they act like it, but they're not. They say they are, but they're not. They don't act like it. And then I have my brother Lee, and he says he's a Christian, and he doesn't act like it either. And so I want to get him more involved in Christ, and I want him to start believing in Him more.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you. Pray for her about that. That's wonderful. Have a heart for her friends that they might be saved.